Hi, I'm Natalie Lissier, and you're watching Off the Charts, where we help you reimagine what's possible for your business. And today I'm so excited to be bringing you a very special interview with my friend, Selena Su. She's a business and publicity strategist, and I'm just so excited to have her here.
Thank you, Natalie. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. So one of the things that I love about you and that I've noticed that kind of stands out for you is that you're great at building relationships with influencers. So why do you think that's such an important thing, and why is that something you've cultivated for yourself and your brand?
Yeah, I think that is extremely important. I think that building relationships with influencers is actually the fastest way to elevate your brand and stand out. And so I always like to share a specific story to illustrate that. So Natalie, imagine that you are looking for a health coach, and there's like a whole bunch of options, like there's thousands literally. And so you're asking around, and you narrow it down to 2 people. And then there's this one health coach, and you go on her website, and she went to IN, and she's got those good credentials, she has some testimonials. And then there's this second health coach that you look into, and her website is super simple. There's like barely any information. You don't really know that much about her. But one thing that you do know is that the second person is Oprah's health coach, okay? And so if both health coaches had the same background and they were charging the same, I'm pretty sure you would probably go with Oprah's health coach.
Yeah,
right? And the reason why is because Oprah is somebody who is so powerful. She's that go-to person that people trust, and when she endorses someone, everyone's like, I'm gonna go to that person. I'm gonna buy that book, I'm gonna buy that whatever product. And so I'm not saying that we all need, necessarily Oprah to endorse our work, but we do need to think about, for the type of work that we are doing and the people that we're trying to connect with and influence and help, who are those influencers for them, and make sure to be building relationships with those people.
That's awesome, and I love that story. That's a good point. So I'd love to know kind of how you got started doing this, because I know you have a wealth of knowledge in this area.
It's funny how I fell into this, because honestly, like, my favorite thing in the world is just to connect and promote people. And if you were to say that I couldn't do that, it's like telling me I can't breathe.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so I was, in business school, and I was really kind of confused about what to do with my career. And actually, I was talking to my friend, Roomie, and he really believed in me and encouraged me to do, publicity work. And I would actually love to share this story of how I connected with him, because I think it shows like how your audience too can connect with influencers and what that can do for your business.
Yeah, no, I'd love to hear that story. Great.
Okay, great. So Roomie is someone who I have admired for many years. He's my favorite blogger. And one day I was literally walking home from my summer internship. I was in business school, and I saw him on the street.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was really excited. I know that some people might see someone that they admire and be like, oh my God, and like turn the other way, or like text their friend, like, I saw this person. Right. But people are just people. And when someone is an expert, like, their purpose is to really educate and inform and inspire. And so they're always excited to connect with people if they know that they've helped them change their lives. Right. So I just went up and introduced myself, and I told him, like, the impact his work had had on me. I was also a customer of his. I had bought Earn 1K, cool. And we just talked, and we became really good friends. And when I went back to business school, I remember one day he sent me an email, and he was like, Selena, I am working on my website, and I have these new 2 versions of homepages, and if you have 5 minutes, would love your feedback. If you're too busy, that's fine as well. Cool. And so for me, I was so excited, because I always love helping people, especially someone like him who's had a big impact in my life. And so I didn't just give him 5 minutes, I actually gave him 5 hours. And I stopped what I was doing when I got that email, and I was, at Stern. So I went to the library, and I pulled together all my friends and organized this mini focus group where we were analyzing his message and the layout and everything. And I put together what was probably 5 pages worth of feedback and sent it over to him that evening. And he was just really blown away, because, people might write back and be like, oh, I like number 2 better. Whereas I had spent all this time really thoughtfully putting together feedback that he could implement. It was really his biggest need at the moment. And so even though, Roomie is a friend, he's not a client of mine, but he was able to experience the impact of my work and how I help people and go above and beyond. And so when I was telling him, I want to start doing publicity, he was like, well, I know who you need to talk to right away. And I was like, who? And he was like, Marie Forleo. And he put us in touch, and we started talking, and we did some things together. And that led to, some big things for my business. I got a testimonial from her. So the day I officially opened doors to business, I had testimonials from Marie, and I had just all these influencers promoting me. So I think the takeaway, I think there's a few takeaways, but one is just that, people are just people. And so if you put them on this pedestal, then the minute you put them up on the pedestal is the minute they look down on you, versus just being like, I can add value, I can help, and then go above and beyond, and that's how you're really going to stand out, and that's how they can actually promote you to other people, but you have to give first.
I love that advice, and I love that story. And I think you're so right about going above and beyond and being generous with your time and with your energy and whatever resources you have. So what would you say would be kind of that first step for people who are like, okay, influencers, got it. And I think a lot of people know they should be doing this, but they're like, I don't know where to start. So what would you recommend the first thing that they do?
Yeah, I think the first step is being really clear on who your ideal customer is, and what are their needs and desires, and who they connect with, right? So in their spare time, what organizations are they a part of? Which newsletters are they subscribing to? And so get clear on who they are, what they need, and who influences them. And the way that you can find out is like literally just by asking them. You could send in your newsletter, have a survey, or just ask a question and have people directly respond. But it's very easy to find out that information. And then I would say, so that's step number one. And then step two is you want to build your network before you need it. So like, say you've identified someone who could really help you a lot in your business. Your first step is not saying like, hi, can you email your list about me? It's let's build a relationship and give first.
That's awesome. So yeah, I'd love to hear more about how you feel building relationships has kind of influenced your business, and maybe just like one more tip for like how people can actually do that and connect with people. Maybe they don't meet them on the street in New York, but maybe there's like a cold, first contact.
Yeah, so I guess the first part of the question is, why it's so important when it's done for my business. Yeah. But I think like relationships are everything.
I agree.
Because and you know this because you've been in business for a while and you've seen it. But between like you and every opportunity you want, there is a person standing in front of that opportunity who has to say yes. And it could be a person who is a super connector who can connect you to all of your ideal clients. Like if that one person thinks you're awesome, all of a sudden everyone wants to work with you. Or it could be someone who is, in the media or a big speaking opportunity. It could really be anything, but it's always like a person that you need to have on your side. So that's why it's so important. And then I think in terms of a next step, I think, so, because people are always like, what do I give people? And I'll get back to that on how they can give. But one easy thing that people can do right away, I think, is so like let's say there is someone that you admire who is an expert or an author or a blogger. Like I said, like the entire reason why they do what they do, their entire career is dedicated to helping people change their lives. And so if they know that you've had a big impact on them, they're going to be excited. Like they've done, what they've been meaning to do. So I think like if someone were to reach out to me, for example, I guess even with this interview and was like, Selena, I watched the interview with you and Natalie. I thought it was so incredibly helpful. I love this specific thing you said. And I went out and I actually did it. And I got this result in my business. Thank you so much. And maybe they might even say, can I write up a case study for you that you can use on your website? Then it's like, okay, well, one, they were actually listening, so my efforts actually meant something. I changed their lives, which is, the reason why we all do what we do. Yeah. And then they're also offering like a testimonial for me, which is going to help me reach more people. Right. So I think just, if there are people you admire, connect with them and offer something of value. And that thing of value could even just be specifically like, I paid attention to what you said. It meant a lot. Right. Second thing is I actually did it. A third thing is let me share that with you and your audience.
Yeah, genius. Love it. Great. So yeah, any other resources that you want to share with people, or where can people go to find out more about you and what you do and how to get into your fold?
Yeah, absolutely. So I put together something for your viewers, and because people always ask me after I do these talks, like, okay, I want to network, I want to add value, like I really do, but I don't know like exactly what to do. And sometimes we feel like with the people that we admire, it's like they've got everything. Like, what could I possibly add to this person's life? But there are actually so many things you can be doing. And so I put together something called 6 Simple Tips to Add Value to Your Network. Yeah, and people can get that at my website. So it's www.s2-groupe.com and then /Natalie, Natalie.
Awesome. And we'll definitely put the link in the video and below the video. So you'll make sure to go grab that because I actually can't wait to go download it myself. Okay. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here, Selena. I hope you guys got so much out of this interview. I know I did. I love just the reframing of like people are people and connecting, adding value. It just makes total sense to me, having been in business for a while, and just I know it's going to benefit you if you take Selena's advice to heart and actually implement.
Thank you, Natalie. This was so much fun.
Awesome. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up on YouTube and make sure that you're subscribed to Off the Charts so you never miss any future episodes. And head back to the website or go to getawebsitecheckup.com to sign up for the newsletter.